It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got two beers from Lidl. Now I would usually do an individual review of each beer, but I'll be honest with you. One of them was advertised as new in my Lidl, and this was the Lost in Mosaic. And the other one was an orange sticker job in the kind of like bag-in basement bin of Lidl's, you know, reduced. They wanted it out the door type of thing. And this was Stewart Brewing's Forbidden Fruit Grapefruit Pale Ale. So the Grapefruit Pale Ale from Stewart Brewing Company is coming in at 4.6% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. That was reduced down in my local Lidl to £1.40. They didn't take too much off it, but hey ho, it was there. I've not reviewed it. Let's give it a go. I seem to remember in the kind of October beer festival in Lidl just a few weeks ago where you had a load of those Petrus, the Belgian beers there. This was sitting there next to it. So it's still a fresh beer. It's just Lidl, they're one of those companies, they want things kind of in and they want it out the door as quick as they can. So this was £1.50, the 5% ABV, Lost in Mosaic, and this is by Loch Lomond Brewery. And yeah, 440 milliliter can. Looks pretty good, bit spacey like. Now, Grapefruit Pale Ale, do you know what, I'm going to leave this till last. Only because I want the hops to shine in the Loch Lomond beer. And this beer from Stewart Brewing Company seems to have grapefruit addition to it. And I'll be honest, it's the reason why I put these two beers today together today, is because I just didn't think that I could talk very long, very kind of enthusiastically about a grapefruit infused beer, because there's been so many over the years. There's been so many, especially the last 2 years, and you're either going to get one that's half decent or you're going to get a terrible one. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm just going to put the two beers together and we'll just go from there. So it's not essentially a battle video. It's just a double beer review, if you like. So, beer in the glass, we got a 2-finger white head, good levels of carbonation. There's a little bit of haze in there, and it's golden. A golden colour with a little bit of suspension in the glass. A little bit of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. If I breathe really heavily, then I can smell a little bit of that kind of grapefruit lollipop, like concentrate addition to the beer. Other than that, there's a little bit of kind of like a musty, malty aroma coming through. And a bit of a pepperiness. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. It's not too bad, actually. I was really kind of, when I read Forbidden Fruit Grapefruit Pale Ale, I was almost dreading it. Almost dreading reviewing this beer. In fact, when I picked it up and put it in the trolley, it was one of these jobs like, do I put it back on the shelf? Do I put it in my trolley? And I thought, for the price, let's just chuck it in the trolley. It's actually pretty good. There's not much in the way of any kind of grapefruit addition at all here, which for me is great, because I hate all of that fruit concentrate in beer. So I think this is why it's been reduced, but it's turned out to my advantage, and maybe to your advantage if you don't like fruit concentrate in the beer. Do you know, you get a little bit of the grapefruit on the aroma, but you really don't get too much of that kind of grapefruit addition in the taste. You're just left with a malty, biscuity, bready, slightly grapefruit fruity beer, which is fine by me. I don't mind that at all. In fact, it's quite refreshing. I like malt. I'm a beer drinker. How can I not like malt? I'm happy that it's almost just like a raw, bare, malty pale ale, rather than one of those crazy fruit concentrate lollipop beers that seem to have found a place on the shelf in the last 2 years. This is right up my street, actually, so a big old bonus there. I will be finishing this can. I will be drinking it. Right, Loch Lomond, Lost in Mosaic, New World IPA, £1.50 a can. It's got a lot to live up to. Immediately, if you look at it, if you hear it, a little bit more hissy, a little bit more fizzy. Mosaic hops, hazy, layers of haze going on, a little bit of carbonation, amber in colour, white, one finger white head. Let's get the aroma. It kind of smells the same. This one has much more of a prominent hoppy aroma to it, but at the same time it has that kind of like almost dank, earthy, spicy, kind of malty aroma to it. Yeah, it smells okay. It does. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That one's pretty decent as well. The Mosaic. Now, Mosaic, one of my favourite hops. Let's rephrase that, because I'm a big fan of Hallertau. Let's rephrase that. That's one of my favourite IPA hops, would be the Mosaic. It's got a lovely fruitiness to it. It's peppery and spicy on the back end. It's bitter. A decent beer though. Drinkable, refreshing, good carbonation. a bit jammy, tart-like from the hops, the Mosaic hops. Lots of marmalade flavour coming through, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. And then you got this lovely malty, biscuity, bready, wafer-like flavour from the malt that's just great. I mean, the two beers, let's get, while it's fresh, while the Mosaic's fresh in my palate. Yeah, the two beers offer up a lot of that lovely biscuit malt flavour. It's quite nice. Of course, most of you know my background, most of you know my story. I grew up in South Wales drinking a lot of best bitters, that sort of thing, industrial style best bitters. So I never ever really moved away from malt. I like my malt in my beers. So I'm not going to complain. Certainly in 2023, with the price of beer at the moment, this one on my right, your left, this Stewart Brewing Forbidden Fruit. If I was to be critical, why have they called it Forbidden Fruit? It's just a lovely, lightly hopped pale ale, but I'm happy about that. And on my left, your right, is the Loch Lomond Brewery Lost in Mosaic New World IPA, which, if you're a big, like Beak, Cloudwater, Verdant, if you're Polly's Brew Co., if you're used to drinking 5-6 pound cans of beer, then this will probably never be for you. You'll be thinking, oh my goodness me, why have they bothered? But for me, on a personal level, there's a lot of malt characteristics in these beers, which I really like. And okay, I have to rate them in, is it a Mosaic IPA? Probably not. Is this a grapefruit pale ale named Forbidden Fruit? Probably not. But are these nicely malted, decently tasting, almost to the point of me saying old-fashioned bitters? Probably, yeah. They probably are. And one's 5% and one's 4.6%. So I'm going to take a couple of marks away because I have to. It's my job. If you're looking for a Mosaic IPA, there's probably better ones out there. Then so this gets unfortunately it gets a 6 out of 10. The Stewart Brewing Forbidden Fruit Grapefruit Pale Ale. If you're buying it for the grapefruit, not enough grapefruit. Again, 6 out of 10. But wait. If you like a more traditional biscuity, bready, definitely malty beer, then look at this at another angle. The Loch Lomond would be an 8 if you like your malty beer, and the Stewart Brewing would also be an 8 if you like your malty beer, and if you like it simple. So the choice is yours. If you love hoppy beer, probably leave this alone. If you love malty beer, go and find it. Give it a go. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.